In the colorful town of Wonderville, three curious kids, Zara, the problem solver, Ion, the inventor, and Lila, the imaginative artist, spent their weekends at the science center run by the eccentric and brilliant Professor Science. The professor had wild white hair that seemed to defy gravity and a lab coat covered in colorful stains from past experiments. One sunny afternoon, as the kids entered the lab, they found the professor pacing back and forth, mumbling to himself. "It's gone. Vanished. Poof," he exclaimed, throwing his hands in the air. "What's gone, Professor?" Zara asked. "The rainbow." Professor Science pointed to a large prism on his table. "I was demonstrating how light creates rainbows, but now the rainbow refuses to appear. This is a scientific mystery and we must solve it." The kids exchanged excited glances. Another adventure with the quirky professor was about to begin. The professor led them outside to where the experiment had taken place. He had set up a large glass prism in the garden to show how sunlight refracts into a rainbow. "First, let's examine the conditions," Zara suggested, using a magnifying glass to inspect the prism. "Light enters the prism and bends," Professor Science explained. "That's called refraction. It splits into colors, creating a rainbow. But why isn't it working now?" Ion held up a piece of shiny metal he found nearby. "Could this be reflecting the sunlight away?" Lila pointed at the sky. "And look, some clouds are blocking the sun." The professor clapped his hands. "Ah, you're onto something. Light is essential for the rainbow. Let's adjust the setup." After repositioning the prism and waiting for the sun to peek through the clouds, the professor tried again. This time, faint colors appeared, but they looked dull. "That's odd," Ion said. "Why aren't the colors as bright?" Lila thought for a moment and pulled out her sketchbook. "When I paint, the background affects how bright my colors look. Could the background matter for a rainbow too?" Professor Science's eyes lit up. "Brilliant observation, Lila. The background, a white wall versus the blue sky, can make a difference. Let's test it." The kids held up white poster boards behind the prism, and suddenly the rainbow became vivid and bright. Just as they cheered, the rainbow flickered and disappeared again. "What now?" Zara sighed. "Gravity," Professor Science declared dramatically. "Sometimes it's the most unexpected force that disrupts our experiments." He explained that the angle of the prism might have shifted. Ion used a protractor from his backpack to adjust it precisely to 42 degrees. "Rainbows always form at this angle with light," Ion said proudly. The prism glowed, and a beautiful, vibrant rainbow stretched across the garden. As they marveled at the rainbow, Professor Science explained how refraction, reflection, and angles work together to create the magical phenomenon. "Science isn't about always getting things right the first time," he said. "It's about observing, questioning, and trying again." "Like a real-life puzzle," Zara said, "and fun experiments." Ion added. "With a splash of imagination," Lila chimed in, sketching the rainbow. To celebrate their success, the professor gave them a new challenge: to create rainbows at home using only a flashlight and water. "Science is everywhere," he reminded them. "You just need to look for it." The kids left the lab, excited to share their newfound knowledge with friends and family. From that day on, they saw rainbows not just as beautiful sights, but as reminders of the wonders of science. So, curiosity, creativity, and persistence are the keys to unlocking the secrets of the world around us. And science makes learning an adventure.